Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles. We're going to do another clutch update. You're probably saying I'm getting tired of these videos. They're kind of just clutch update, clutch update, clutch update, clutch update. It means we're having fucking babies, so that's a good thing, especially when you're our size and you're, now focused on the growth we're focused on. Which, yes, that does mean, let's see here, before we get this started, everybody's on Facebook talking about how bad it is. Even the guy that runs Morph Market has made some comments about the rough market, this and that, yada yada. And we're going to expand. Interesting, right? Again, everything's literally happening. If you were to go back and look in the Wayback Machine in the middle of COVID when things were humming along, there was one guy telling you this was going to happen. Like, it's going to happen sometime between this time and this time. It's more on the back end of what I said and thought. I thought it'd be a little quicker, but here we are. And I'm actually perfectly okay with it. It doesn't matter a bit to me. So we're going to continue to expand, continue to what we do, because we know it's going to all bounce back and be normal. I just also made a post that one of our companies, the ball python market is dead. And I said, yep, just like the last 10 times. It is just a cycle. This cycle is just going to be a little bit more pronounced, like most cycles, because of what COVID did to the world. So it shot up way higher than it normally would on a cycle. It's going to fall harder than it normally would. And then we're going to regulate and just ride the normal wave we've been riding and doing the same thing. So I'm not scared. I don't really care what the pricing does. It doesn't matter to me because I like this. So we're going to update clutch number 9. So before we do that, let's start by talking about it. It was an AXANTHIC pinstripe. That's a first-year mother bred to our killer Zebra Bee male. So again, we're looking for a lot of AXANTHIC stuff. The worst thing we can make in this clutch would be a straight pastel AXANTHIC. That would be because we're going to get pastel from the killer Zebra Bee. We're going to get AXANTHIC from the two parents. So that'd be the worst thing. The best thing would be pastel spider pin AXANTHIC. So it would be a spinner. Wait a minute. Forgot the spider. Pastel spider pin. Pastel spider pin. Yeah. It would be a spinner blast AXANTHIC. That would be the best thing we can make. We got 5 eggs and we got 1 slug. So not too bad out of that first time mom. If you think about it, how many options do we have? Pastel AXANTHIC, Zebra Bee AXANTHIC, Lemon Blast AXANTHIC, and then the spider pastel pinstripe AXANTHIC. There's only 4 options. So you would think we would have a good shot at getting one of those in there. So let's see what we did. Caleb with 230901. So what we got here, Caleb? What are we looking at?
This is the world's first nutshell. It is a pastel AXANTHIC.
It's a pastel AXANTHIC. I'm having to log these as we go. We haven't even got that far in life yet. We'll show you really quick how we sex these for anybody. What was it weighing? I didn't even look. 47. So these aren't really big babies. They've been out long enough to absorb all the yolk. We've had our first shed. We've done all those things, but we have not even attempted to feed these yet. Their first feed will be Friday. I literally just set them up yesterday, which would have been Sunday. So here we go. Let's take a look. Oh, just let me see, little one. So all you do is put your thumb right here, right? Boop. Thumb right here. Boop. Bend it back. A little bit of pressure. See that? See they go away. See they come back. See they go away. That's a male. Here we are. So we have 1 pastel AXANTHIC male. So not really a super banging start. That's the low end of what we can make. Here's why I love clutches like this. If the worst thing you can make is a pastel AXANTHIC, it's a pretty good clutch, right? You're making a visual recessive with a kicker gene. There's always going to be some value there. It's not always going to be $15,000, but it's always going to have some value. What is the next thing to put on that thing right there? Oh, hot damn. What we have here, y'all, is a Zebra Bee. That would be a pastel spider AXANTHIC, right? You want to do the honors?
It's a male.
It's a male. So this is one of my favorite combos ever because it was one of the first things we really had a goal to make. 2 hemipenes, right there they are. So we kind of moved past making those to an extent. We're still going to make a lot of them, but we're going to make those with extra stuff in it, as you saw in clutch number 8. There is no chance for any killer stuff in here, no chance for super pastel because it's only on one side. But there you are. So Zebra Bee, male, 230903. What do we got? That is
A lemon blast.
AXANTHIC, yes. So that's a pastel pinstripe AXANTHIC, male or female. And then leave it up here because I want to show something. That's a girl. All right, go ahead and bring that next one. So the next one, I'll go ahead and play spoiler a little bit. We'll slide this one over here. I really like this snake. This is a really cool looking animal. We'll put the next one up here. It's the same exact thing, right? That is a Lemon Blast Axanthic all day long. Now this one I do believe is a dude.
Yep.
We did sexies before, we just didn't mark them. I'll double check for you. No worries about mixing these two up. You'll see why here in a minute. Okay, that's a boy. Now, when you look and you start looking at the pattern, especially here on the back, you'll see some pretty marked differences. Like that one's got some of that blushing there. This one just has a thinner pinstriping overall versus the thickness of that. There's just some differences, right? I mean, the head's pretty similar, but if you look close, you're going to start seeing differences in how the lines are on this one versus this one, this being the female, this being the male. Here's the thing, guys. Not everything means there's something else in it. I always see on Facebook a lot, oh, what's in here, what's in this? These are both Lemon Blast Axanthics, okay? They're both the same damn snake. There is no genetic difference, but they're going to get other things from their parents that's going to make them look slightly different. There's some variants. Not all of them look exactly the same. Not all of them carry those genes in the exact same way. I mean, they do on the DNA strand, but they don't express it the exact same way is what I'm trying to get at. So this one having some more of that blushing and a little bit different pattern doesn't mean that one of these has a different gene in it. Same fucking snake. Just different ways of expressing the gene. So not everything has to be different because it looks a little different. You can have a Lemon Blast Axanthic that looks different than your buddy's Lemon Blast Axanthic, and they can both be Lemon Blast Axanthics, right? Yeah. All right. I'm going to put these two guys up. Male. Female. Yeah. So we're going to get to 230905 now, and I know what this is already. All right, guys, for you guys that love spider or you guys that hate spider, we're going to talk about it right now. Simply adding the spider gene changed the animal this much because of what spider is going to do with color and pattern. So what we have here is a spinner blast axanthic. So this is a spider pastel pinstripe axanthic, okay? So this is the all gener. This is the best thing we can make in the clutch. I'm really, really enamored with it. I already sexed it. I remember it's a boy, which sucks, so it won't be on our keepers, unfortunately. But look at that thing, man. It's got a little dirt on it. It's been playing in there. Just great looking. Great looking animal. And as you can see, if I can get it to crawl a little bit. There we go. Boop. And run around, snake. It moves fine. So that snake's going to function well. No worries, no issues. But where we talk about why we like spider, it's not because it adds so much value, right? It adds this. I love the way this snake looks. It looks exactly how I wanted it to look. What I would like to do down the road is probably layer in a yellow belly or a fire or something to clean this up. I'm a little worried the extra pastel is going to blush this black out a little too much, losing me some contrast. But I want to clean up some of this gray and lighten that up a little bit if I can. But this snake is just Billy Badass, man. It is awesome. Like, oh, don't start typing. You can't type, little buddy. Really cool. So that is why we like, scare you, why I like spiders so much. It's not going to add a shit ton of money to it. I mean, well, it probably will in this example add a little bit because of how cool it looks. But usually a spider, it's not adding a ton of value. It's not a money thing. It's simply I enjoy it and how it looks things. You know, one thing I'll say, and then I'm going to get off of here and go back and start working on the next one, is as a hobby, a lot of people are going to choose to hate spider. That's fine. A lot of people are going to choose not to breed spider. That's fine. A lot of people are going to question the ethics of spider, and I understand that. I truly do. Based on my experience, I feel good about it, but I get when people don't. What I would like to start questioning the ethics of in this hobby, because I see it more and more and more, and I keep seeing it on Facebook, and I keep seeing it in combos, and I won't argue that it's a great looking snake, but I would say you have to really think about the ethics before you do it, is that it's the super black pastels and the super cities. To me, that at this point in time just appears to be an unethical pairing. Like, I've always heard rumors, oh, if you do this, they'll all be okay. We've tried that, we've done it ourselves, and it didn't work. And that same rumor's still out there about temp control. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Been there, done that. I've heard that maybe there's some people with a certain line that doesn't kink. That'd be awesome. Show it to me. Show it to me. Right? Let's get it out there. Let's get that to people so people can then do it in a safe manner. Yet it seems like everybody still gets kinked up babies. You know, there was a great picture of one, and again, I'm not outing anybody, and just something I want people to think about. Really cool looking snake, and somebody saw in the comments, "Oh man, that looks great. What did you do to keep it from kinking up?" So we're still looking for the answer, and the answer was nothing, because the other two babies were a mess and had to be culled. If we're doing pairings as breeders, knowing that most of the babies, or a percentage of the babies that's higher than normal, will need to be culled, that to me would be the ethical question. I've never once had a spider I had to cull. I've never once had a spider that, I've had spiders that didn't eat on their own. I've also had pastels that didn't eat on their own. I've had you name it, you'll have one every now and then. I haven't seen it at a higher rate. Granted, I didn't track every number, but there wasn't anything noticeable. I can tell you there is a higher rate of black pastel in a super form and cine in a super form, or cine to black pastel, making kinked up and duck-billed babies to the point that they have to be euthanized. So I will tell you that I will not do that pairing unless somebody can have proof of a line that is, and if that's out there, great, that is not going to do that, and then I would be interested in getting that. Otherwise, I don't know why we in a hobby still do that. There are other ways to make that same look in that animal without having those kinking issues. You can do it through the mahogany. You will need to layer in another gene beyond just the super mahogany to get to that darkness level, like the GHI or the black pastel or whatnot. And the black pastel gene and cine gene are fine. We're going to keep using it in its singular form. But in that super form, you have to be okay culling animals. And then say there's some cool genes with it, some cool combos with it. New people get in and they don't realize, because somebody tells them, oh, yeah, you can do this and you can make this and you can make this cool ass urban camo and it's going to be great and it'll be all these things and you can make all this money from it and it's blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, you're going to have to kill 3 or 4 of them. That is a spot I think as a hobby we ought to kind of focus on, making sure people are at least educated about what's going to happen in that clutch with realistic expectations. And if they choose to do it, that's on them. I'm going to choose not to. You've got to make your own decision. I'm not here to judge anybody. It's not my goal here. But my goal here is to bring awareness to that, because I personally feel like it's not a pairing that I could do and feel good about myself doing that as a breeder. That's where I'm at. Caleb, anything you want to add?
No, you pretty much summed it up pretty
good.
Now,
again, that doesn't mean if you've done it, you're a bad person or what. I'm not saying that one iota. Like I say, we've done it ourselves to try to test a few theories and literally incubated them completely separately by themselves in a separate incubator that stayed sealed the entire time, that we could see through, that was maintained at a much lower temp as recommended. Let them go full term, which I want to say was damn near 70 days, and every baby was fine except for the super black pastels that were like kinked up balls with a head. One of the most gnarly things I've ever seen, other than the caramel stuff we did on accident, which is another gene I refuse to participate in on purpose because of its known kinking and duck-billing issues. Don't breed things you know you're going to have to cull. I don't have the heart for that. Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
All right, guys, that's all I got. You know what you don't ever have to cull? Motherfucking AXANTHIC. Even without the spider. Looks great, works great, it's fine every time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.